So, what are some of your best memories since you've been a baby?
Since I've been a baby, good God. Well, my sister and I were very compatible. We used to go everywhere together. During the war, we used to go, where we lived in Streatham Hill, there was a big dance hall at the bottom of the road. We used to go there for the tea dances, and they had these big bands with a revolving stage, and there was two bands, you know, which was great.
Would the stage turn?
Yeah, the stage would turn. There were two different, and that's in the afternoon. They called them tea dances.
Wow.
They don't. It's a bingo hall now. But no, we had a great time, my sister and I. We used to go everywhere together. We were like twins. There was only 11 months difference between us.
Oh.
And then eventually during the war, I met different soldiers and she met different guys, and so we didn't see an awful lot of each other.
How did she end up coming to Canada too?
She met a Canadian.
During the war?
Yeah, you know, Eddie. He was he ended up in jail eventually, and poor Peggy was left on her own with Malcolm.
Up in Edmonton?
Yeah.
So did she come over on the boat too?
She was supposed to come over on the same boat as me, and the kids all got measles, so we had to change our trip.
Oh.
She came about 2 weeks after me, but she went to Edmonton. She didn't come to Calgary.
How long was it before you got to see her again?
Oh, not too long, I don't think. I don't know if we went up there. Peggy and Eddie used to come down to Bowness once in a while.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and Malcolm.
So, he just did she like him, or was he just a tough
Eddie?
guy to be around? Yeah.
Oh, he was an alcoholic. He was. Well, I guess she must have loved him to marry him, but anyway. And then poor Peggy, he couldn't get a job in Edmonton, so he got a job in a Klarvik, right up Northwest Terraces, and poor Peggy had to go up there with Malcolm. Terrible life she had with him, because he was an alcoholic. And the freezing cold, awful.
What did she live in up there?
She lived in an old shack, and he used to mess around with the Indian women, and eventually she got very sick. She wasn't a very well charged. She always had lung trouble, so she had to be flown out of Edmonton to Klarvik to Edmonton to have one of her lungs taken off.
Oh boy!
And the poor woman, she was still sick when she went back to the Klarvik.
I bet.
And then they finally went back to Edmonton, and he tried to get a job, and that's when he ended up stealing money from somewhere, and he got arrested. And then I guess he got arrested again, and he was sent to jail for 3 or 4 years for molesting young boys.
Oh boy!
So Malcolm had a horrible life, I'm telling you. No wonder he was a bit weird.
So
and then
like when Peggy was alone, did she come down here lots, or did you go up there, or how did?
We used to help her. We used to get Malcolm down to the Gull Lake. We had him down there quite a bit.
Oh. And
eventually she was destitute. She didn't tell anybody that he was in jail, Eddie.
Oh.
So finally, George met her one day. She had nowhere to go. She was with Malcolm. She was living in a hostel. So he took her in, which was a blessing to her. And then she had a good life with George until she died in, 1962? No, was it? She was 60.
Quite some while ago.
She was 63 when she died. Yeah, just 64. Yeah, so she had a sad life.
Yeah.